Hello. How are you guys? Welcome to our, I guess now Wednesday show. Our what are we calling this? Wisdom Wednesdays.
Wisdom
Yeah,
Wednesday.
some Wednesday wisdom,
So,
Wisdom Wednesday.
Sounds good.
yep. Uh, it's been a journey the last month. I think we since we last did this. So I yeah, it's been a lot in the last month, so I had to take a little bit of a break. Didn't want that energy out there, but I think we're coming out of this little storm. I don't know how you guys are feeling. Definitely, I feel like this week compared to last week is feeling a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Um,
hmm
I,
Yeah, it's been a month though. Hey,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Been
lots
intense.
going on. Yeah,
All that stuff going on. It's good to be back together.
yeah. I'm really excited to have you. Oh yeah, and sorry, Courtney, we're recording. Oh, she can't. We're recording, by the way, so just wanted to let you know. Welcome back. um, yeah, we were just saying how it's been a lot the last month since we were last together, and yeah, just
Yeah, a lot has gone on. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot
Yeah.
of space in between.
yeah,
A lot of physical stuff going on for us all.
Trust.
yeah.
Absolutely.
What have you all been feeling?
Last week for me was really dense, like super
Mhm.
heavy intensity, a lot of like shadow work. I think I
Mhm.
told you guys like 2 weeks ago, I was having like consecutive dreams every night, meeting like a version of my shadow self.
Right.
And it was daunting. I mean, I'd wake up every day being like, "Oh my God, she is in there," and like every single one would be like some little troll or like some like vicious, angry person.
Right.
But it was good because ultimately the next week I felt like I had more awareness about
Right.
things, and I think that's just the roller coaster that we're on. Is like,
Yeah.
oh, you've done a lot of work. Okay, great. Well, here's some
Show it.
more. And then, okay, now you can study for a second, and then here's some more work. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's constant.
It's constant. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a never-ending cycle for us of
Yeah.
growth. So
Yeah, I think that's the positive thing to think about having these moments is like know that when you're dealing through this, it's like adding another tool to your belt for when the next thing happens. Like that's how I keep thinking about it because I do
Yeah.
get in a hole sometimes and I'm like, why is this happening just to me? Like,
but that's such a great way of reframing
yeah,
those challenging times when we're in them. That okay, this is an opportunity for me to gain some experience. Maybe remember tools that I already have. Use this. How to figure out whatever we're going through. How can we find a way to make it into a resource? If we can have that as a sort of a go-to instead of going into all the other ways that we get, I mean, easier said than done, right? It's like anything. It's like a practice. It's not going to happen. It's not, that perfect thing, but I like the reframing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like to think of it as this is an analogy I heard a long time ago, but it makes sense to me. It feels like it's like a spiral, but it's really tightly wound because you come back around and you feel like you're revisiting something that you've already dealt with. You are in a way, but it's on an upward spiral, so you're only passing it at a higher frequency. So it's like another way of describing the layers of an onion, I suppose.
I feel like that's perfect too, because that's what it feels like each time that I come back to these things that would normally trigger me, I guess you could say. I find that it's a much shorter experience, and that loop around is like much quicker each time.
And another level of understanding of it as well.
Mhm. Yeah, like out of body experiences almost every time that you're in that situation. You're like, right, I can tell that this is activating this and this and this. So I can just kind of see outside of it and try not to react to it.
But you're never really repeating it.
Exactly.
You're revisiting it at another level
Mm.
and
I love
another
that.
level of awareness. So
That's a really good image, because sometimes when it comes back around, I'm like, this again. And then you realize that
Yeah.
you're doing better this time. You're like, okay, I guess I'm proud of myself, but I still have work to do, and it will obviously come back yet again.
I
And
think
again,
And again,
noticing it, when noticing that it's a pattern, I think is like almost like step one, because
Yeah.
sometimes if we're not noticing that it's patterns are repeating, that we're doing the same cycle, the same so I think I really resonated with that, like just noticing it, and
Yeah.
then what you can do about it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know for me is like the past month was a reminder to fill my cup first. That's something
beautiful.
I've been learning because I've spread myself so thin in the last year to
Absolutely.
take care of everybody around me that I even though like I knew this, like I knew
Right.
to like you always need to fill your cup first,
Yes.
and of course I wasn't doing that and I slipped up and now I'm feeling the consequences of it. So
That's it.
um
Yeah.
you know, that's
Do.
really interesting, because I feel like I'm figuring out what I want to fill my cup with now.
Right.
Right? It's like, yeah, you need to have a full cup, but I'm here just like, but what do I want to
But
fill
what
it
is
with?
gonna
Yeah, like
yeah.
what are those things within me, So
yes.
really like looking at some of my bad habits, or just things I
True.
want to stop, or even just the things I fill up my day with, just trying to
Mhm.
get a better routine. That's what I've been really thinking about. So very similar along those lines.
Right.
I was drawing quite a lot of cups a while ago as well, wasn't I, in my paintings?
Mm.
Quite a few cups.
Oh,
Yes, I'm definitely feeling that. Feeling.
filling your cup with more art.
More cups.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I've actually been creating a lot more,
Right.
like
Oh, yeah.
painting, like forming stuff with clay, and that has
Right.
just been like, wow,
You're
I'm
actually
so
making a
grateful to
vessel.
Right.
create. It's cool. Like, it's like remembering that these things help you in so many ways, like
Right.
helps me slow down, like be present. Like,
Yes.
I took a ball of clay and made it into something. Like, that is just, it feels
Mm.
so good to do that.
Oh,
And
that's
use your hands, get dirty.
Get
it's
dirty.
really relaxing. It's a really good way to get into that 0 point energy, isn't it? And into that
Mhm.
right side of your brain, just
Yeah.
that analytical
Mhm.
side.
Yep.
Just really,
Just
yeah, I
present.
love to just create. I love to create. I could create all day. I think my thing at the moment is I feel like I should be, I guess we all are, because of the way the world is at the moment with the stress of money. I feel like I should be making money and I need to make money,
Right.
but nothing in my life like pushes me towards that ever. And it's just,
Yeah.
I'm constantly at the moment, constantly trying to think of ways how I can make money. And it's just like, but on the other hand, I know that isn't the way, because it's like a false energy. I don't know. It's really
True.
hard
The
to
way that we
explain.
have it, yeah, the way that the money system is currently, I
Yeah.
understand it's not maintainable. It's not anything that is attached to what we're working towards. So I
So,
agree. Money is really, really hard right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, and I think I'm constantly being shown abundance in other ways. Like I've got abundance in other ways, and
Yeah.
I think yeah, that's what it's showing. It's like, I don't know, this 3D monetary system is clearly like doesn't exist, and we keep putting so much emotion into it, but we need
Right.
to be like looking at the other stuff and realizing like this is the real abundance, and there's more, I feel like higher frequencies in that.
Yes, exactly. I've been doing a lot of work on that this past month, on just my perceptions and how I think about abundance and how I think about money and what that means and the energy of that, and having some really interesting opportunities present themselves for me to question that, or to feel fear about something, or to feel joyous, or to feel, oh wow, look at all the things that are coming my, and yeah, trying to be less attached, so trying to detach and to let go
Mhm.
of a lot of how it makes me feel, and just
Yes.
change it, right?
And actually, you just brought up something that I actually did recently is like using what I have around me is something that I'm also realizing is like I complain that I feel like I don't have the tools, but then in
Mm.
reality, it's like I have so much stuff to work with. Like I've been fortunate enough to have this bead business,
Absolutely.
and like I just have random materials just laying around,
Yeah, you have a gift.
and
Feed heaven.
yeah, I know. That's like, I know, I can't complain when it comes to that stuff. And this happened to me the other day where I was just like feeling very frustrated, not creative. But I did have this necklace that I started designing probably 2 years ago, like right before
Ooh.
the pandemic. And the design has, every time I look at it, I'm like, I can't complete this because it just doesn't feel like, I don't like it. So what I did was I just cut it apart and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start from scratch. And since we've been talking, I've been playing with this.
Oh,
Made a, I'm
like a
I'm trying to
model.
do a take on a modern.
Like a rosary.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little rosary I made, and I
Yeah.
took
that is
the
stunning.
the Larimar beads from this other necklace and just like turned it into this.
Oh,
I've been using it as like like an anti-anxiety thing. Like I just sit and
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
play with it, and
Yeah,
I'm
the
realizing like
texture.
just cutting something apart and starting new has like
Ooh.
that symbolism has made me it released something in me, I guess.
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
so like I've been telling people now, like if you have old necklaces that you just don't like or like hanging around, cut them up and make something cool with it, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's where all these came from.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. You put those are like old necklaces.
Well, there's all sorts in there. So these are the newer ones that I made. Obviously, yours was the original, son. These
Yeah,
are the new ones that I went and collected at Whitful. So basically, yeah,
that's amazing.
those were from necklaces, but these ones were from an old lamp my friend had, and she stripped them there. You know, so the whole lamp must have done that light thing. And
That's
I had a whole bag full of them, little light catchers. So
yeah.
it's just another
So I was
recycle.
inspired, and I've when I go to do my thrifting, I've picked up a couple of things for supplies for when I try and make something. So I've got this little Julie little bracelet, and then this one, which is just so
I love
Ooh.
the colours.
oh,
you know, and I pick them up for $1.50, and I'm going to be doing exactly that, Larissa, dismantling it and creating something new. And now when you said my own jewelry, I know that there's pieces that are special to me, but they don't resonate. But there's
Right.
so I can take that something special from that item and create something that's more in alignment of who I am now.
Ah,
I love that.
Perfect.
That's
love it.
And I feel like that is symbolic to the world that we're
right.
living in, is like we're dismantling everything.
Yeah.
True.
Why not
Truly.
in your
Oh
own
yeah.
home and have that energy go out to the rest of the world? So it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
There is so much beauty and abundance and resources and amazing stuff in this whole world. Yeah, we just need to dismantle it and put it together, and it's something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Mhm.
I'm right
Mhm.
now.
I
cool.
love it.
I love to
Yeah, that was good that you like. I don't know, did that with your necklace, because it can be hard to do that sometimes with our creations, can't
Yes.
it? Like, right, I'm just going to start
Right?
again.
Yeah, it's actually funny. My my friend, she's also an artist, and she was telling me that one of her art teachers in school had them, work hard on building their portfolio. And I think one of the times she did like a drawing that was pretty great, and he was like, "You need to rip it up." And she was like, "What?" He's like, "Sometimes you have to kill your favorite child." He's and it's like a lesson that you learn in art, is just like learning just let go. Sometimes like
Right.
if you become so attached to something, and then there's that
Mm.
moment of like, whew, like
Right.
the very like, I don't know, Buddhist mentality,
Yeah.
be able to.
I get what he was saying, but I'm not sure I like the analogy that
I
you used.
I know. After I said that, I was like, oh man.
Oh, wait a second.
I want to kill my kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Sometimes you just have to do it. I'm like, well, so I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
I feel like anytime you create, you get analogies like that. And same with gardening. Like today, I was at pottery class and I had made I got this huge vase, and like I'm still pretty new, and like I usually have stuff that's pretty small, and I'm like, oh my god, it's looking so good, and it was like epic, it was huge, and I was like, okay, I have to be really careful and like make it look so great, and then I it up. Like I nicked it and I was like, no! I had like a little mini meltdown and I was like, okay, it's okay. And you just pick it off the wheel, squish it, and then you start over.
Just start again.
Like, and it's because I got in my head, I was like, oh my God, I'm doing so great. Like I have to be careful and crazy and get, super insane. And then I messed it up just right when I was doing that. So there's a lot of lessons in creating.
I've done that before. The clay goes crazy, doesn't it? You're like,
yes, it just starts working around. You're like, no.
That's the good thing about clay, though. It's so easy to just start again.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, there is something about using clay that's just so, I don't know. There's so many emotions that come from working with it.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, yeah.
can you talk more? Because I actually haven't seen it recently, so I don't really remember. But the pinch pot thing from Paulus,
Mhm.
like, what was his like thing with that doing pinch pot?
He would just take a piece of clay and like put it in his hands, and instead of putting it on the wheel, he was doing hand forming, but just pinching it. And he was talking about allowing the clay to tell him what to do and like just going with what feels right. And he would sell his pieces for what, like $60,000 a piece. Like he was making big bucks just from listening and like not even, he was had so much intention in everything that he did. And so it was, it's a really cool, what's it called again? Spring from the Hand.
Spring from the Hand. It's a really great documentary.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to take a journal making class under one of his mentees, I guess you'd call her. He was this amazing artisan in North Carolina that just the way his brain worked, you're just like, you're from another planet. Like, oh man, he mastered the art of journal making. Like that was his thing. And I'm excited for you, Alexis, that you're gonna go take that class.
I know, I'm really excited.
He's gonna go do this class with this woman who studied under him, and it's amazing the act of making journals, how personal that can be.
Right.
And for me, when I was taking that class, like I was still healing from like my miscarriage that I went through. Didn't really know that like I was still hurting from it until that class, and that opened up like a whole thing for my healing journey. And just through the act of painting on paper and binding it up, but it's just, it goes so deep than that, like so much deeper than that. So yeah, sorry, I went on a little tangent there, but Paulus, he's a great person to look up. Spring from the Hand is the thing, and I can try to find it. I'll put it in the description box. Find it. But yeah, that pinch pot thing was definitely something that I thought was an interesting part of his journey too, in the art.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
You don't get to go to any workshops or anything. There's always nice things like that to go to, not just never get to do anything like that.
I know, I get.
Well, maybe I'll do a tutorial one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's really a beautiful process. Like,
Yeah.
I don't realize, at least how.
It would also be fun if we all did like a craft on one of these together, like got all the materials and then did a thing. That would be fun. And then talk as we do it.
With a good time.
Tried to do when the pandemic first started. I was trying to like get my family together for an Easter thing, and I was trying to get everyone to make an origami bunny, and I have a huge family, so I invited them all on, and there was like 25 people to make a bunny on Zoom with paper. And it was like kind of chaotic because it was way too many people, but it was a good concept. People were into it, like trying to pay attention. I'd say maybe like only 20% actually accomplished the money, but it was still fun.
I love that idea.
I can't believe all your family talk to each other.
Right. What's
Yeah.
that like?
Well, they just talked over each other and they were like, this is dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. Crumpled up pieces of paper then.
She comes from a big family. She's lucky.
I love that.
That sounds such a good idea, though. I love that idea. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm so down.
I just wanted to show you this. I can't believe I just opened my shit drawer on video. But this is clay you can buy at home, you know.
Oh yeah.
Don't need a potter's
Like
wheel or
pollen
anything.
clay.
Yeah, it's just like it is like proper clay.
Yeah.
And it just hardens like in the air. It's air dried clay. But you know, if you want to do stuff at home, you can just buy a pack of it and like just make your own stuff.
I think I have some clay right next to me, actually. I might make a little pot while we're sitting here.
I got some
Maybe
Play-Doh.
I will.
Oh yeah, you can make your own Play-Doh too with flour, right? Or there's I don't know what ingredient, but yeah, there's so many ways to like do this stuff from even like going out. I know in certain areas, like if you just dig, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah. You can get natural clay.
Here on the island, there's loads of clay, blue slipper clay we've got. So you can just go down to the beach and just like, so you just like,
yeah.
I don't know what you can do with it though, but you definitely sink into it. A lot of the island's clay.
Mm.
Well, my side of it is. My garden's quite a lot of clay as well. The soil isn't fun.
Like where you live, Helen? What's the weather like there? Does it get really warm in the summer so where you can enjoy the beach or?
Yeah. Well, I'm in the like most south point of the UK, like clay went fine, like the little dot at the bottom of the UK. So it's like one of the warmer climates. And because it's got the ocean around it and like two tides come around the island, it does have a bit of a. There's one place called Ventnor that actually has like a subtropical area.
Cool.
In the old, it's like the whole of that's the rocky side of the island has had a landslip before the Victorian times, and they basically built a whole town on it. Yeah, so that's crazy. And that's basically like a subtropical area. But it's basically pretty warm summers ish. I don't know, the seasons have changed. How can I explain it? I don't know how different it is to yours. We get wet warm summers, wet mild winters. It's just wet. Not wet.
What?
Yeah.
Probably good.
Yeah. So we don't get much frost here or snow on the island. Like if other places do, we don't get it because of the water, the salt.
Probably not unlike the climate here on the west coast of British Columbia on Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
Rarely get snow, gets summers, lots of rain.
Because do you remember
Never too hot.
the birds? They're gonna hibernate. That's not the right word? Emigrate to here. So those Canadian geese, they come to like
Migrate.
That's right. Did you guys?
I knew it was one of those birds.
Immigrating birds.
Yeah, migrating birds. They come from your island and come
That's
here.
right.
To this island.
The Canadian geese.
Canadian geese. So they'll come here, and when they're there, I'll show you because they do this thing where they fly up and down the field, and they're crazy.
Oh,
So yeah, it's like quite temperate, but you know, it's just wet, really. It's just like it's raining today.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gross here.
And isn't it?
Is it always gross here, Melissa? Because not loving the weather.
This time of the year is a little weird. You know, it's like you'll be sunbathing one second, it could be snowing tomorrow. It's wild. Like
So I just moved to Boston in the last I moved in September or August of last year. And so I was like, oh my God, it's spring already in March. It's because it was nice. It was like 70 degrees. And then it snowed 3 days later.
There you go.
Where did you live before, Alexis?
I lived in California. So I'm
right. So it's like really different.
Way different. In a place called Sunnyvale. Like the best weather that you could ever get was there. Because it was like used to be orchards grown there. And we had a huge garden, and the weather was nice always. I think the lowest it got was like 40s in the winter, and it rained during the winter, but most of the year it was like 75, perfect. And then in the summer, like 80s.
So could you grow vegetables all year round then there? Or?
Most, yeah. We grew them except for like 2-3 months, but yeah.
Wow, and I guess that's where quite a lot of fruit in the US is grown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a massive difference for you then, isn't it? Must be.
Because Larissa and I were talking about planting stuff for her garden in her yard, and I was like, okay, we better get started. And then I realized, like, wait, it's still snowing, so I guess not.
Yep, patience. I've learned patience living here. It's like and people say that like people from the Northeast have like a complex or it's like a mood here. I'm like, you understand now. Why?
Oh, yes. I would have a mood if I lived here like since I was born.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you I don't feel like you do, but
Well,
yeah, I
that's
would
why I
be
travel
irritable.
a lot. I get out of here so much. I'm like, I just like send me to somewhere warm and tropical. Yeah. It's funny. Well, one of our friends, Becky, always thinks that I'm from Louisiana because like I just have that like I don't know that warm. I mean, I was technically born in Texas, so I think
Got
that's why
some vibe.
I attribute my love for the warm weather because of that. But yeah, been fortunate enough to be up here, and it has its moments, but you learn to appreciate the good days. That's one thing that I do love is like our spring and summer, or it's more in really summer. It's like it's so beautiful here. I love it. So you got something to look forward to.
Boston is beautiful. I love Boston so much. Like from summer to fall, it's mwah, beautiful
Okay,
place.
well, when are you visiting?
I'm as soon as I can leave this country with the confirmation that I can return.
Yeah.
When do you guys think that will be? What's your like sense of
I heard
everything?
something about May.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's
Oh.
true. But if it is,
If it is, seriously, come on down. We'll
yeah, exactly.
have a good time. And I'll be in my mini retirement starting in May.
You are?
Yeah, I'm getting tired, remember?
Right. But
Sorry, I didn't mean to giggle, but you know, just the way you said that.
Right.
Giggling at your misfortune, just the way
no,
you said
I'm
it.
retired, so I thought you were getting on the boat with me.
No, I mean, I have a little mini retirement. It's what we keep calling it because I'm like, no,
A little.
I don't want to get a new job immediately. So I'm just like,
Right.
That's what happens.
No, there's a job that's coming for you. That's why.
Help me out with my my situation.
Yeah, we're gonna take your business and we're gonna move it to the beach, and then we're gonna sell jewelry on the beach.
Yeah.
Right.
My happy place.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's like a lot of people's careers have completely flipped in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I think not just careers, just like mindset, right? You know, like
Totally.
I for sure, I mean, especially my career being in med device, it's like, oh, that's not health and healing. I feel really ill being in this industry. And what we push as health. And so that's out the window for me. Like it's no longer aligned to my morals.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are feeling that same way. Like I've seen so many people at my company leave. And like I have a girl that we started around the same time, same role, and now she started her own like yoga sound healing business.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, that's right. This is cool. I'm not the only one. So it's a trend. That's what's happening. Like people are realizing that they have to change.
Making changes. I've been doing that too. Things that are that are clearly out of alignment for what I'm here for. It's make a change.
Yeah.
Yep.
It feels good. I mean, it's daunting a little bit, but honestly, I'm a lot happier knowing that I'm not going to be here in 3 weeks. Like it's okay, fine, fair.
You know what, Alexis, right? You think of what you've already achieved when you were there and that new device that you came up with. and there's so many of you all wanting to leave, I mean, who's to say what you guys could come up with on your own, the solutions, imagine all your amazing minds coming together for good, like what you did when you headed that project, to stop the lungs being used. And imagine how much good could be done if you weren't all working for evil corporate companies that want to do bad, because there's so many people out there with brilliant minds that could do so much, but unfortunately the only way in the world is companies owned by BlackRock and the other one, Vanguard.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say them, but you know what? Name and shame. But yeah, that is so much you could do.
Absolutely. And like we were talking about earlier, like the money system and the way things are done, that's changing too. Like I hope to see people starting companies and it not just solely being about the money, which is so much of how the world is run right now. And that's why we're in the place that we're in. Like, I think we were talking about food earlier too. Like the reason why it's so bad is because there are these huge industrial complexes and they're all like, all the corners that we can cut to make the most profit and be the most efficient and not care about like what's truly like healthy and like sustainable for the planet and for people. That part doesn't matter. It's like, as long as you make the big bottom line, that's all that matters. And we got to move away from that.
Exactly. What's that thing I said at the beginning? It's like I'm constantly trying to think of ways to make money. We're forced constantly to think of ways to make money instead of, humans shouldn't be thinking like that.
No.
I know it's like I feel like I'm torn in two different ways. I need to make money. We can't live. Along with all I want to do is grow vegetables, live a life where I live off the land, and I'm trying to create we're all trying to do it, aren't we? Try and be part of something bigger and better.
Right.
But unfortunately, we're all just forced to think about how we're going to make money, how we're going to survive, when really, if we all just had all that, imagine if we were all fed, watered, had a home, all of those things. If we all had that, everything would be so simple, wouldn't it? Like about 90% of our pressures would be gone, and then we could be, and we could be, I'm trying to think of a saying, the necessity is the mother of all invention. So imagine, where am I going with it? Imagine like we're all, living in these communities, we're all looking after each other and we don't have to worry about money. Imagine how great humanity could be if our minds could be put to other things like
creating, like inventing, like helping, like doing what we have on like as our essence.
Yeah, it's just getting back to like ancient, like wise traditions of living. You said something interesting, Helen, about surviving. Like you're making money to survive, but what about doing the essentials to survive? Like growing your food, getting your own food, having water. Like making, building. We don't know how to do anything. We were taught nothing. We were literally taught random topics in school that don't apply to life and survival, and then you're like, okay, good luck, work for companies so you can make money so they can control everything that you need to survive. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And we've been so dumbed down. I've been thinking lately about how when I went to school, all I did was like, I never felt very sure. And I remember going to college, that's the next stage up in education, and I didn't know how to think for myself. I kept going, why? How to do this? How to do that? Constantly needing reaffirmment. And I realised I was never taught how to think for myself. I was just told to stand in line, repeat, copy.
Yes.
And that's
the behavior that's rewarded in our traditional school systems, right? It's like you comply, you listen, you're doing great.
You do good.
Like you're not, you get a sticker.
Oh, it's a little treat.
Like, I want more stickers.
More stickers.
My stickers actually pay for my rent, so I want all the stickers.
I don't know about you all. My stickers were really, really fancy. Worth a lot. God, it blows my mind. I'm like, some of the kids, because I remember they had at my school, like for the special ed kids, to learn life skills, and I was like, wait, like I want to take this class.
They get to.
Like,
I get to learn that.
I would like to learn all of these things, and here I am learning like
Math.
X plus Y, whatever, and I'm like, I haven't used that once.
Ever? Sorry. I know it's a hot,
My physics stuff, I'm like,
mm,
half of that was I feel like a crock of shit.
it is a
Really
crock of
wanted
shit.
physics, I probably would have been more interested in it, but
If we were taught like true physics, if we were taught true math, if we were taught the true history, I think we all would have been a little bit more detail oriented in school. But same thing for me. I was like a filter for anything that wasn't true. My brain was just like, sorry, you don't resonate.
yeah,
So I'm not gonna ever remember you.
we saw
Oh,
through.
it's a struggle.
All right, ladies, I gotta hop off, but if you guys are still on, I might join back in like 20 minutes.
Yes, good luck.
Luck.
Later.
Thanks.
Yes.
Shake my hands. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Level 4.
Hi.
Nice to move my clay here.
Oh, we got clay too.
Making a weird little pink pot.
Oh, I abandoned one already, but there's one.
I love it. You could put
It's ridiculous.
little
I
flowers.
think it's gone a bit dry actually.
I put one single ring in there.
Yes, tiny little,
Or your little
little
study.
plant.
Box.
Tiny little cactus.
There's just something about these little pinch pots, or just like, I am cool as a cucumber right now. Oh man, I was so stressed this morning. My level of stress right now doesn't exist.
Oh,
I'm feeling
good.
great. I don't know how about you all, but this is great.
Good.
Because actually, that was part of the theme of today's
Mm.
talk, was talking about the good amongst the chaos that is happening around us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what is happening, y'all? What's going on?
Well, there's a lot happening, and we kind of have to decipher for ourselves what is happening because we're not being told
So,
what's actually happening.
I've not been liking the outside world and its news of late.
Mm, yeah, I can't.
The information overload after
Exactly.
CV-19.
True.
And straight into war. It's just a bit too much, isn't it? It's a bit
Right.
much,
it's like,
but, you know,
let's test it now. Let's see what else they can take.
Well, I think
it's
yeah,
not just these last couple of years, is it? It's all this time. It's just too much, isn't it? It is too much, and
yeah. When
you
you
just
see
know
the
they're lying. And
right and the extent of it, right? It hit everywhere. It's everything, all of it.
I think I've got
Kind of daunting.
information fatigue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that. It's something where it's just taking on too much.
Yeah.
At times, it makes me feel really helpless. You know, I'm
Right.
just like, another
Yeah.
load of bullshit, another false narrative. Oh,
Right.
all the stuff that goes with it, all the what's it called that people do, virtue signaling.
Truth.
The way that everyone just goes along with the wave of it all, I just find it tiresome.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
find it tiresome.
And fear porn.
Fear porn, endless amounts.
And you know, they're really laying it on thick, aren't they? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but over here it's like, you know, well, they're doing it to all of us, aren't they? The fuel bills, they're trying to blame it on somewhere else, but we already know that was already happening already before that Russia and Ukraine thing happened. They're trying, you know, they're bumping up food prices, all the things that keep us feeling safe that we've always had. They're now, because this is my belief, I think that it failed. I think their booster plan failed big time. No one was having it. Then came the version which made everyone catch it really fast. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And there's no point doing the boosters. And they literally overnight changed the narrative to war. And you know, it's just like they just won't stop bombarding us with things to weigh us down. And I felt it this past month. That's what it's been for me. I felt that energy of everybody else, of myself, feeling like, what am I going to do? How are we going to get out of this?
I think that's what's been so hard, is like, because I've been trying to not ignore it all, but like, I'm trying to stay like in my own lane, but you can't help but get sucked into it when like that's all people can talk about. It's like, can nobody talk about anything else these days? Like,
only what we're told to. We're bombarded in mainstream news and media.
It's so true. Every time I try to talk out about stuff, I find the most epic of trolls just all up in my butt, just telling me I'm worthless and like a piece of poop and all this stuff. And it's like, it makes it hard for you to want to even help people wake up, because the others are just out there waiting to be uninformed and tell you about their ignorant ideas.
Yeah, I know. It's put me off. I've put myself out there, commented on things. I just end up deleting my thread because I just get so.
Yes,
you can't help some people, can you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fine. It's hard to find that that middle ground of like, okay, I can create and put things out here, and then I won't be touched by all of the negative. But yeah, that fine line is getting harder and harder to find.
I've just been focusing all my attention on the veggies or the plants over there because I just know that, and it does take a lot of time, but it's also really grounding. Like yesterday I was sat out there, getting all the little roots out of the soil, or the weeds of the roots. And it's just really grounding, and it's like I feel positive because I know that it's not much I can do about certain things, but there's something I can do, and that's plant some seeds now. It's a literal metaphor of like planting seeds and seeing the fruits tomorrow. That I'm
in real life. I love it.
Yeah, it's literally going on. That's making me feel better, is knowing that we haven't got anything, or food prices get ridiculous, or whatever, that I'll be able to go out and pick a leek, pick some salad, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do something. It might all go to shit because, as you know, the caterpillars, birds, cats, and slugs and snails, they're also out for it. But
yeah,
you got to try, haven't you? You got to try.
You got to try. Things. Yeah, just putting your effort into it, I think.
Other than that, I don't know what. I can't think of anything other than that to do that's positive right now.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I have been trying to say hello and smile at every person who passes me
all the time. Even when I'm having a shit day, I'm like,
exactly.
Like, just this is all free. Doesn't cost anything. Yeah,
I think spreading the good vibes that we're all kind of running low on. I think putting it back into the universe means that it will come back to us. Right?
Yeah, and it makes an effect on the people around us. It just,
I'm pretty much like that anyway. I think I've been told that, when I meet Americans like in the UK, I really get on with Americans in the UK because they're like really friendly and like have a really good chat to you, like British people. Some British people are like that, and not
right.
Some of them just look at you like you're really strange.
Why are you saying hello to me?
And sometimes you get really. All the Americans that I've met that are like that.
They were probably from the South, unfortunately. That is something I appreciate when I go down south, because there were, when I first went, where was I? I think I was in South Carolina. And you're just walking down the street and people are like, "Hey, good morning." And I'm like, "What do you want from me?"
I'm sorry.
I'm like, "Oh my God, damn, living up here."
Right.
Kind of
that's funny. In the UK, it's the opposite. They say the Southerners are really moody and the Northerners are really friendly. I think they might be quite right there. I think the Northerners are a bit more like jolly. It's funny, isn't it? That's a good thing. Smile at people.
Yeah. It's just tiny little things that I got right now. That's all
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Well, I don't know what that is.
Ooh.
Upside down hat.
It's a hat.
I don't know. It's just nothing. It's just nothing. Oh, that's cute. It also looks a bit more functional.
Looks like a little handbag.
We're gonna put like two little flowers.
Yeah, two tiny little flowers.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is like one of those weird things. Like, this is just what happened in this time period, and we're going with it. So there you
go with it.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands. I have clay.
So do you, yeah.
It's quite fun though. What about you, Sam? What are you doing to keep positive?
Oh, I'm just I keep going back to different things. Um the outside talking to my animals things in nature, and went for a really great beach walk the other day when the tide was low. Haven't been able to do that for so long because of the weather. It's just been because I just don't like being cold. So yeah, I do that too. And I got back into I've been getting back into using my oracle cards and really enjoying them. And one of the things that's really lit me up this week is I won a beautiful little set, these little let go cards.
Oh, how
It just comes in
beautiful.
this sweet little box, and they're like these little small cards, and they're just all about letting the images are all very beautiful, very
Oh.
feminine.
And you won them?
Yeah, I did. One of my friends, Josette, was in one of her groups. She was having a thing, and yeah, my name went in the draw, and I got this set, and it's all about. And it's not. They're not tarot. They're not even oracle. It's just like that. You pick a card for inspiration. It's all about process of. I mean, we need. Who doesn't need to let go of stuff? Sometimes that's where we bring in ease, right? Being able to, even just by making those pitch pots, you're letting go of tension. You're allowing yourself to open up. And so, okay, what popped out here? All right. This
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Lovely
And
picture.
what does it say?
You
Ooh,
muted, Courtney.
Yeah. Realized afterwards. I'm miming.
I need to wash my hands, but I'm going to wait until Sandra.
overcome the desire to tame your wildness. Teach your mind to follow your heart. Just let go.
Oh,
Follow your
I
heart.
love that. I love that.
wow.
That fits in with being the wildness can take many forms. We know we can all get a little wild and crazy sometimes,
Oh,
but we can get crafty and creative, and our wild and free spirit to create.
that's really weird that you said that, Sam. This is
That's
Mm,
one of the
brilliant.
cards that I pulled like
yeah.
before this chat.
What we're doing?
The she wolf.
The wild within.
Un-
Okay, so that is right on point.
and then the next one was Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. So all these little
I
talents that y'all have.
Trust him.
And then we had the great teacher,
Mm.
learn from
Mhm.
spiritual experiences. So
Whoa.
that was perfect to just sorry to like chime in on that one.
That's exactly what you were supposed to do. I'm just all tingly all over now. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah. Mm.
I love those cards though, they're beautiful. I want to be that girl on the palm tree.
Right.
I think that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
That-
with like the little river underneath. Your hair is
Mhm.
just all flowing. Oh, stunning.
Mm.
oh,
Yeah,
take me there.
sweet deck. Yeah. And then probably next time we get together, might have another little something to show off. Oh,
Yeah, you
I'll
want
wait
to do
till I'll wait till Helen gets back. I've got a couple of show and tell things, some books. We have the Rotary Club in one of our shopping malls has this amazing book stall sale on used books. Um, each book's $3 or whatever, and so I got this one.
Oh, fairies.
It's
Don't get
Nice.
me with a good time. Oh,
it's magical and delightful. I got this one.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
nice.
And just for educational purposes, not knowing if it's something I'm interested in or not.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
Yeah. So so that is what I've been doing to offset any sort of like heaviness and things like that. Went to browse, get a few used books
Yeah,
that
that's
I'm just sort of drawn to. And was kind of like, there's so many of them, like thousands and thousands of books. And I almost did, like, I was just kind of letting my hand draw to, like, where are you supposed to look in this sea of books, right? And so, yeah, and it's just like they resonated, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I got those. It was like a little perk up. Yeah, and you know,
good.
Alexis is back. She's back again. Hello.
Who's back? Tell a friend.
Guess who's back? Let's not go there. I can't sing. I'm just embarrassed myself.
It's all right. You know, you're activating your throat chakra. That's
yeah.
I can only sing when the music's really loud, then I'm amazing.
Oh, yeah.
In the shower.
In the shower. I love going to karaoke. It's one of my favorite things to do just because I love screaming.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God.
It's the best. And then, you know, people are like, please stop. And you're like, yeah.
Drink more. It'll sound better, I promise.
There's a
I've
place
only done
in,
karaoke once in my life, and I sang
oh my
rubbish.
God. It's my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. There's a place in Denver called Voice Box, and they're like private rooms. And then you can have like 20 to 30 people in them. And like it's just your friends. So I did it every year for my birthday that I lived there because I loved it so much. It was the best.
Brilliant.
Well, guess what? I know what we'll be doing this year for your birthday.
I love it. It's a good idea.
Yeah, that I really do. I at first I used to feel awkward going to karaoke,
Yeah, of
but
course.
then I'm like, you know what? Who cares?
I don't care anymore about anything. So I'm like,
Right.
and life is much easier now that I'm like, you think I'm a bad singer? Don't care. Give me the microphone.
Let it out, girl. Let it out.
Yeah, let go, right?
Yeah, the she wolf. You are unleashing the wild within.
Yeah, your
Oh,
wildness.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
lovely. So you know how I'm having my little mini retirement. I was thinking I might learn to play guitar.
Yeah, that would be
Ooh.
amazing.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I love learning guitar. I can't remember any of it now because you have to keep on top of it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I've always wanted to play guitar. I feel like my hands are too small.
I hear that. Yeah, we'd have to do like the one where you lay it flat and you just like pick it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have baby hands too.
Oh, we all have baby hands.
We could start
Like
playing.
my
That's like
my
small,
wedding
but-
ring size is 3.75.
Okay, that's super tiny. I'm like a 4 to 5, but that's like
Little baby hands.
yeah, a little bit.
It's a knuckle either, so it like
Yeah, that's the part. Like the knuckle is a little bit bigger.
I literally don't know my hand size. How do I know hand size?
Oh, we're gonna have to measure
Stop
you.
making measure over here.
Fat fingers compared to y'all. I think I'm a 6.
But 6 is
How do you know
normal.
your hands? What are you measuring? Your hand size or ring size?
Ring size.
Ring size. I don't even know. I don't know.
they have like
Oh.
the little you know when you like put on rings and then you're like, oh my god, is it ever gonna come off?
Yeah, I panic.
Same. It starts sweating and then it makes your hands swell and then you're like,
Yep.
"Great, it's really gonna be on here forever." That happened to me at the store when we went to get measured. They flipped the 3.5 on and then it was like, oh no.
Walking out with this thing.
So,
Getting my neck always gets really like sweaty, and I'm like, oh man, like this is so embarrassing.
Just rubbing your neck, your thing against it.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, once they had to put Windex on my finger to get it off.
Oh no.
horrible.
It works.
Yeah, I've got quite fat knuckles, I think, with the arthritis. So even if it fit there, it's like.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
have dainty hands.
My best finger, which is really annoying, is my wedding ring finger.
Oh,
The best finger.
Yeah, as in like it hasn't got a swollen joint. and like they fit on there. Like,
Yeah, don't you have a best finger?
Don't you have a favorite finger?
like no, all the if you saw my hand, you can see how gnarly my hands are. Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
Arthritis
that
is
one
no
there,
joke.
nothing gets. Yeah.
Huh.
Go my hands, but they're pretty bad. Yeah. So that's the only one that you can fit a ring on and off without it like getting stuck on a knuckle. Or like it'll go down there, but then it'll be really loose on the finger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll put
Arthritis
like,
rings don't work.
no, unless they're the adjustable.
And do you
Try
have
not
good
to.
recommendations for like house cleaning products that work well, that aren't poison?
I was just about to make a citric. Oh, sorry. I was just
Do you
about
do
to
like,
make
do you have like a doTERRA one?
Amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
They have like a cleaner, and you can also like there's tons of recipes for just DIY stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the On Guard cleaner is also, I mean, you could actually it's not poisonous for our bodies. It's safe around babies and pets.
And pets.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, pets is my number one
I'm
concern.
just gonna get some.
My husband like can't get off of using like Clorox. Like he
Oh,
wants
dear
to use like
God.
bleach, and I'm like, dude, no, it's toxic. He's like, nothing is clean without it. So I feel like I need
Well-
to find a good one.
Oh,
Like this is a really old book, but you can get it like secondhand for a penny on Amazon, right? And
Oh,
it's
okay.
got the whole book is how you can replace. It's all money saving, but it's also how you can replace all the toxic cleaning products.
Yep.
With, and it's got all the old, like all the old women, like old
Oh yeah, I
wives.
need that.
It's
What's
got
it called?
all the old stuff, and it's called 50 Ways for Modern Days. Look,
Putting
Yeah.
Few ways for
Library.
modern
it's
days.
really, really good. It's got everything in it. So like, and it's got, like it'll show you how to get rid of all the stains. It'll show you what the basic products you need. So like a mild
And
bleach,
that's-
all you need. Bicarbonate of soda,
Oh.
borax, soda crystals, lemon. And that's it. And you just replace, you can do everything. with
Everything.
them. And that ever since I got this like 10, 12 years ago, that's all I've ever done. I don't use any chemicals on the windows. I use
that's great.
washing up liquid, newspaper, and a bit of vinegar. Vinegar's the other one as well.
Yeah, white vinegar.
Yeah.
I
But
use
it's brilliant. It honestly has got everything in it that you need.
It's $195 on Amazon.
It's gone up in price.
You're like, you can get it for like a penny. And then
Okay,
I was
so
like,
that
second
doesn't that
hand.
say what people are interested in, huh?
Have a look
Yeah.
at second
Supply
hand.
and demand.
Is that second hand? You can buy used.
yeah.
Have a look at used.
that is
Not really.
hilarious. I was trying to boycott. I mean, I have been. I haven't bought anything from Amazon in months. But then it was like, okay, I have things that I don't know where you buy them from.
Yeah, I know. Well, if
No,
you
you can get that in other places. That's just where I bought it years
go
ago.
directly to the company that probably should not be saying this, Amazon might get mad, but go directly to the company that
Yeah, the one that's selling it.
That's what I've been doing since you said that. Actually, I mean, I have bought some stuff on Amazon.
Right.
I mean,
That's been housebound for you.
Yeah.
and if you can walk into a brick and mortar store, it is so important right now. You guys have no idea. It is.
Let's go thrift shopping, Larissa, this week.
Yeah. Becky posted the planting pots or planting your stuff in like mugs, and I was like, oh my god, I want to get like a really cute like tea set or something.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go thrifts. I love thrift stores. I love touching everything.
Oh my
Oh my God, the fabrics.
Kid in a candy
Yes, I
store.
love it.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with fabrics. That's like my go-to. When I go to op shops, I'm like, okay, what can I get? Nice and flowy.
Amazing. Yeah, that's the way to go these days,
It is.
Definitely.
Recycle. And with the jewelry thing too, I've gotten some like real freshwater pearl necklaces for like $5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. I've got to go shopping. Thrift stores.
Thrift store. I love it. Cool. Let's do it.
Cool.
I
I
also.
love thrift stores, actually. Sorry.
Oh, no. Keep going. You're good.
I was just gonna say, like, usually they're really good to like if you really need something. Or I do this thing where I'm like, right, I really need something, and I go there and I always find it.
Yes.
Like I got a brand new bag And one time, and it was like, I don't know, like £3.50 or something, and it was brand new. It still had the label on it. And she just put it up on the thing, and it was perfect. It was like my
You're like,
style, like kind of a Turkey style bag.
Epic.
And then there was, I went in there another time, and I found like 3 dresses. And like that's what I needed. Oh, you know, when it's just like perfect, it's much better than
Yes.
going to like any time I've got money and I go to a shop, like a proper clothes shop, I can never find anything that I want. I always see stuff and I don't have money, but thrift stores or charity shops,
Like-
as we call them over here.
There's something about that treasure hunt that's like,
Yes.
it gives you like a sense of like, you're like, this is awesome. No one else is
Yep.
gonna get this.
And then you get to walk away
Right.
and be like, I got this for $5.
You get to show everybody. You're like,
That's
yeah.
my favorite part.
Mhm.
Like, you like
Guess how much this
yeah,
was.
cool, $5.
I'm sure there's a comedian that says that. That's how women are with each other. I'm like, oh yeah, I really like that. Yeah, I got it in the sale.
Oh,
We literally do that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it from here.
It feels
It's the sale.
Mhm.
You're
Or
like,
charity shop. We're like so proud, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
I
I'm always
mean,
so proud.
Oh, it's the small things, it really is.
fashion is expensive. It's no joke.
It is.
And that's actually the reason why I really wanted to get out of, because I was a fashion design major, and
Mm.
like being in that world and realizing how corrupt it is, I was like, I should be part of this. I like 4 years of my education, I was just like, oh my God, what have I done? But it's really scary once you learn the behind the scenes of what happens in these
Right.
brands.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Where
it's
the
one of the
fabrics
biggest
come from.
pollutants. Yeah.
It's wild. So I
That'd
know
Mm.
that was a skill I needed to learn, was like sewing and making clothes, because I was like, I'm
Right.
sure this is going to be needed eventually.
Regardless.
So get ready, guys.
We're gonna have a sewing
That's my line.
circle. We're gonna grow hemp and we're gonna create clothes out of hemp, and then you're gonna teach us how to create those clothes.
Yes. That's perfect. So one of the things I'm like trying to do now is when I buy clothes, it's either secondhand or
Yes.
only all real fiber, like
Oh, like
wool.
100% cotton.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to avoid like acrylic and polyester, but it is hard. Like
Everything.
it's in everything.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the thread that they use.
Yeah,
It's
And mixed as well, isn't it?
mhm.
it's so hard.
Yeah, but if I find anything that's like 100% cotton, I'm like, oh,
too,
this
I-
is mine.
I always
How I ever wore anything else.
right.
Cotton is stunning.
It is. And wool. I love wool.
Well, yeah,
Like
hemp.
Larissa sells like big balls of like really nice merino wool.
Oh,
That's why I learned to knit, because I love the way it feels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm not so good with wool. I do use acrylic yarn.
Well,
I'm so sensitive, it just itches me.
acrylic isn't the worst thing. I mean, it actually helps with like the pilling and also strengthens your pieces.
right.
I've learned to like not be such a snob with like that stuff, because it's actually really good if you're knitting socks to have a little bit of nylon in it, because it prevents the socks from stretching out.
Yeah.
Fair.
Makes it a little bit more durable, because the heel always gets like rubbed more, so you
True.
don't have to darn them as much. But
I
fun
remember
little
that,
hack.
make socks. Maybe one day.
Do it. Learn how to knit and crochet. It's great. Yeah.
Crochet socks, I'll look into it, but I've not done it.
You're doing great stuff with crochet.
Yeah, your little beings are so cute.
Yeah. They are cute. They are. I haven't crocheted for a while, actually. My creativity's been on a
Ooh.
low bed, I'd
Yeah,
say.
it's hard to create when you're like, when you get
Yeah.
Wasn't well, and then Ziggy's quite hard to look after, quite demanding, no break. That's definitely not conducive to creativity.
Mm.
And then in the evening, it's just too exhausting.
Well, you
Yep.
just made yourself a pot, so that's a step.
I am doing stuff, but I'm just like colouring in and doing things like that and doodling. I'm not like doing anything on my own.
You're not like
Creative
like channeling every
yeah,
time,
no channeling.
because that's Yeah, that's what I find is like hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I had a really intense burst. I haven't even looked back on any of that stuff, actually. That's what happens.
Right.
It can be really intense, isn't it? And if you remember the energy of doing that, it was really like fast, and then it went really heavy, didn't it?
Mm.
You think of how many solar flares, X-class solar flares, G-class solar flares,
Oh,
so many have hit us over the last.
So
it's been, right?
many.
Yeah, so the solar activity's just gone through the roof, which, you know.
As we know, that activates a lot of
Yeah,
DNA. It cleanses a lot of toxins. It brings shit to surface. We're
So
going
it
through.
makes you crash down.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, it's weird.
It's just too much, isn't it?
I feel like I'm trying not to take on the weight of the world, but it's hard.
Yep.
Like that was something I was telling you guys before. Like I'm showing all my flaws today. I am breaking out like crazy, and I feel like when my face does this, it's like a sign that I don't know. I'm just holding in a lot of energy,
Right.
something, and
Yeah, it's leaking out of your pores.
telling
Your
me
face looks beautiful, Larissa.
Yes.
not
Yeah,
right.
your hair is stunning. Like you just look like an ethereal goddess. That's like per usual.
Thank you guys. You're really making me. It's just,
You look beautiful.
you all look beautiful. Look at all you beautiful beings. Oh,
You guys are beautiful.
oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah. It's nice to receive compliments every once in a while.
But it's hard to take them.
It is. It's so awkward. I'm like the most awkward compliment taker of all time, and I get really uncomfortable. Like,
Are you like this thing?
Yeah. But I'm learning that too, is to receive them and take it in, because
Say thank you. That's all. Like,
yeah, thank you.
thank you.
be grateful for those
I
moments.
won't fight you on it.
Yeah. So maybe that's a lesson for today. If you can tell someone, give them a compliment, make it a goal for today
That.
in your life.
Spread that good feeling, and they spread that onto somebody else, then, don't they? And that spreads.
Yeah.
Spread.
Maybe that's a
I
great.
don't have to leave my house, do I?
No, definitely not.
You can just tell one of us if you
Can't.
want.
I'm sure your hubby would appreciate a nice compliment every once in a while too. So it's, I guess, whoever's in your household. If there's no
Oh,
one,
good.
then an animal.
Than an animal. Even tell the universe, give it a compliment.
Or even yourself.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Too much.
Wow.
Who would have
Too far.
Yeah, no, that is too no.
That is something I want to try, is mirror work, though, because I think that's a very powerful thing. I know some people that have been doing it, and as much as I find it so awkward to do, I'm like, maybe this is the thing that I need to do.
Because it's awkward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. I've already
haven't we talked
thinking about it.
You're already thinking about it. Looking at yourself in the mirror, being like, I love
you.
I remember I was tripping balls off of an edible once, and I remember just going to the mirror and being like, you are a soft human being. Get your shit together. That's the last time I talked to myself in the mirror.
Yeah, you need to revamp that. You need to revisit.
You get your shit together.
Like, you
At
are
least
not
breathe.
breathe. Yeah.
Oh no, I remember looking in the mirror when I'd done some hallucinations, so I didn't really like it, to be honest.
It's scary. Get it.
My skin texture really like black.
Right. Yeah, you're like, did I have all those pores before? Are they all black holes? Whoa.
Oh.
No, we learned to love it. Yeah. Yeah. MDMA and mirror work is the way to go. Just saying.
Dr. Courtney Petronis.
Out of experience, I can recommend that. That is like a 5-hour interaction that you're never going to forget.
I love it. Oh, well,
I can think of other things to do. on everything.
Right. But this is specifically for mirror work. So
I was thinking of dancing.
yes, dancing in the mirror,
Ooh.
hyping yourself up.
Actually, Sam got to experience it, but before y'all came on, Courtney and I were having a dance party.
Hmm.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I thought
have fun.
maybe at the end of this, I'll play some music. We could have a little dance party.
Do
and we'll sign off. But
I'm
well,
down.
Helen, it looks like you've got some cards going, so we won't do it.
Is it the new
I-
deck?
I know. I was going to say then, but no. I thought I'd get the Lemuria deck out.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
this one.
I actually wanted to do some card Alexis. I know I said I would, but I've been busy. But
Oh yeah, wait. So
Mm,
Alexis, you were channeling Lymeria this week, right?
Yes, all
Yes.
week.
Am I
It
saying
was
your
like coming in
sorry.
Lemuria.
Yeah, Lymeria. That's how it
Lemuria.
is.
Yeah, Lemuria. Lemuria.
Lemuria.
Radical
Lamerica.
expansion. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Fractal
Oh.
expansion. A radical.
Radical expansion.
Ooh.
And that's, yeah, we were talking about the spiral. Each
Yeah.
time we go around,
Sure.
you know, a little bit quicker, realizing these things a little bit faster.
Mhm.
And look at that dragon goddess.
So
Yeah.
pretty.
That doesn't
Oh, God,
resemble
there's
it.
always so much detail in that.
I want her to
That's
visit
funny.
me. I want to meet that dragon.
Reminds me of my crystal dragon.
Oh, look, it actually opened on the page as well.
Love
Oh,
it
it did.
when that happens.
So meant to be.
That's it.
I'll read the buzzwords, then I'll read the divinatory meaning, and that's it. Living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetic. It's hard to say, but it's basically like what we've been saying the whole time. Being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration, radical ways of being.
I
It
got
is
goosebumps
time for
when it said the mic.
expansion.
Sorry.
It is time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop and consider anything that's holding you back. This is the card permission. Hang a minute. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun, unleashing who you are. As bold and radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be, who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for and what the world wants? Take note of any judgment of authentic expression towards yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. I've got so much.
I know. I got goosebumps.
Stunning.
I want to cry right now.
That's like consolidated basically everything we're talking about perfectly, hasn't
It is, yeah, and it's hard to remember sometimes the magnificent that we have within us because, you know, the harsh reality sometimes sets in and you kind of disconnect from that incredible being that you are. And it's, those moments where we need to be that incredible being most,
Yeah.
just by naturally being us, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Thank you,
that,
Lynn.
and that
Yeah,
part
thank
where
you.
it said about that's okay. Where's it say? You know, hang on a minute. I'll just find it. As bold and as radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be, who is to say they're not what the world is waiting for and what the world wants? So any like crazy thing or not crazy, but you know, random thing that you think, oh, no one wants to hear that, or no one wants to know that. Maybe that's your role. Maybe that you're the like key to bring that out into the world. That's your place. So don't be scared because nobody else has said it or nobody else is talking about it.
Yes.
You know, that's what we're all about right now. All little sparks of light that have got something unique to give.
Yeah.
So don't be scared to show it.
That's confirmation. Yeah, confirmation right there. Don't be scared. Let your freak flag fly.
Yeah,
That was brilliant.
that was great.
It's like made my heart. Oh,
Yeah.
I
I've
needed
still got the truth bumps.
something like cracked open inside me that I think needed. You just like gave me the key that I needed for today.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you all.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Gratitude.
Look, Sam, we're starry. Look.
I know, Star.
Oh my god!
This is my dressing gown.
So
Aw.
they're just bright, shiny stars. Look at
Mhm.
how cute. Wow.
I love my stars. Well, it's a lovely chat.
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
How lovely to be able to gather with you all in these times. It's
Hectic.
Thank God. Thank God.
Seriously.
Seriously, don't know what I'd do without you all. Thank God we all found each other.
It's meant to be.
Oh, love you all.
Yeah, I love you.
It's been real.
Yeah.
Stay blessed. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yes.
We'll see if we do this on Tuesdays. We may have to move it to Wednesdays now because of my schedule kind of changing. So
Real life stuff.
yeah, life is happening. So we're rolling with it. And
That's it.
yeah, thanks for anybody who is tuning in. Thanks for like holding space with us. This is,
Yeah.
you know, one of the
Yeah, thank you.
out, and yeah, hopefully you learned something today. And
Or you got some good vibes to take on with you your next day.
nah, anyway, love you.
I love you all.
And I will. Oh, that wasn't as graceful. Okay, bye.